The first competition of women's football teams took place in the 2001-2002 season, under the name UEFA Women's Cup. For the ninth season 2009-2010, it was renamed UEFA Women's Champions League, and since then this name has been established. The first final of the UEFA Women's Cup took place in Germany, at the Waldstadion of Frankfurt, between FFC Frankfurt from Germany and Umeå IK from Sweden. The winner was FFC Frankfurt with 2-0, and thus became the first champion of the competition. In the 2003 final, Umeå was in the finals again. They faced Fortuna Hjørring from Denmark, which they beat twice, 4-1 and 3-0, and won the title. In the 2003-2004 season, Umeå again reached the finals, where they met Frankfurt for the second time. But now they were much more ready, and with 2 victories, 3-0 and 5-0, won the trophy. In the finals of 2005, the finalists were again 2 teams from Germany and Sweden. Potsdam and Djurgården. Potsdam from Germany, with 2 victories, 2-0 and 3-1, won the title. The following year, the final was a purely German affair. Frankfurt and Potsdam faced each other. Frankfurt won the 2006 title with 2 victories, 4-0 and 3-2. In 2007, Arsenal, with an away win over Umeå, 1-0, and a 0-0 draw in England, won the title. The following year, a third team from Germany, Duisburg, won the title, after beating with a commanding 6-0 away win, the fellow debutant Zvezda 2005 from Russia, and staying at 1-1 in the rematch of Germany. In 2009 the competition was renamed UEFA Women's Champions League, and the first team to win it was, as in 2001, from Germany. Potsdam beat Olympique Lyonnais from France 7-6 on penalties, and were crowned European champions. It should be noted that they also eliminated Duisburg on penalties in the semi-finals. In 2011, Olympique Lyonnais became the first team from France to win the Women's Champions League. Beating Potsdam 2-0 in a replay of the previous year's final, they won the trophy. The following year, in Munich, Olympique Lyonnais retained the title of European champions, by beating Frankfurt 2-0. In 2013, Wolfsburg took the title from Olympique Lyonnais, after beating them 1-0 in the final at Stamford Bridge. In 2014, Wolfsburg repeated the previous year's success and retained the title, this time against the combative Swedish team Tyresö, eventually beating them 4-3. Frankfurt was the last German team to win the trophy, after beating Paris Saint-Germain 2-1 in the 2015 final. In 2016, Olympique Lyonnais, beating Wolfsburg 4-3 on penalties, broke the 3-year German dominance of the Women's Champions League, and won the trophy for the 3rd time in their history. In 2017, the final of the Women's Champions League was a French affair. Olympique Lyonnais and Paris Saint-Germain went to a penalty shootout, with Olympique Lyonnais eventually prevailing 7-6. A few days earlier, the 2 teams had met each other again in the final of the Coupe de France, with Olympique Lyonnais winning the cup in the same way, in the penalty shootout. The following year, the final was an easier task for Olympique Lyonnais, as they beat Wolfsburg with a commanding 4-1, and became the first team to win the trophy for 3 consecutive years. In 2019, Olympique Lyonnais beat the newcomers of Barcelona 4-1 in the final of Budapest, and improved their record of consecutive Women's Champions League wins to 4. In 2020, Olympique Lyonnais won the UEFA Women's Champions League for the 5th consecutive year, by beating Wolfsburg 3-1, marking a unique achievement so far in the short history of the competition. In 2021, Olympique Lyonnais was eliminated relatively early by Paris Saint-Germain in the quarterfinals. So the new finalists were Barcelona and Chelsea. The Catalans prevailed 4-0 and won the trophy. In 2022, Olympique Lyonnais returned to their throne by beating trophy holders Barcelona 3-1, reaching their 8th UEFA Women's Champions League title in their history. This year's final will take place on June 3rd in Eindhoven, Netherlands. On the one hand, Barcelona is a finalist for the fourth time in the last 5 years, having one conquest, and on the other hand Wolfsburg, who is a finalist for the fifth time, and has 2 conquests. These are 2 great teams and the final is expected to be very interesting.